All right, welcome in everybody. It is Tuesday's edition of Daily Bread, or Wednesday's edition of Daily Bread, coming at you live right at 11:06 on the East Coast. Perfect time, 1 hour before first pitch, where we got 6 day games, night at 9 night games in the MLB. We got you covered of where to be targeting for today's episode of Daily Bread. We know you're all tapping back in because yesterday was a very solid episode. So let's keep it rolling and stacking on that. And it's all powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be tapping in with them for the early bird NFL special. We appreciate everyone on Twitter. Give us that like, retweet, follow there. We have to shout out your comments, links in the YouTube. Hop over to there if you want to. I think it should be there. If it's not, I fucked it up. But hop over to YouTube if you want to be commenting on today's show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. I'm loving the Dodger love. Listen, 76 wins on the season, 69 on the run line. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Money printers on the Major League Baseball season. If you're not enjoying what you're seeing from a gambling standpoint, you're doing it wrong. How about the Yankees with the worst base running game in the history of fucking baseball? Now, did you see that?
Yeah, you could have just played the circus music for that, man. That was a
Oh my god,
bad
that was
compilation.
crazy. And it's like they weren't they're the I hate to say it like this, but like they're the better team. But man, like they've had some crazy breaks recently. And then who broke his foot? Was it Carpenter that broke his foot?
Yeah.
I mean they're in a tough patch right now, man. The first five didn't cash, but it was a push because nobody scored any runs.
The Royals have a better record over a certain amount of games. I think it's like the past 40 since like the start of July than they do. And they traded away Ben Tandy. But I mean, maybe it's good to get this rough patch out of the way now.
Yeah.
Spin zone.
That's what I see. That's what I keep reiterating to people. I think that it's all about when you run into that bad run because every team has it, right? Like the Dodgers lost 12 games in the month of June. You see them play right now, and you wonder how the fuck did they lose 12 games in a month? But it happens. So
Yep.
it's just about not necessarily stopping the bleeding, but like as long as your team understands what's going on. Obviously, lost King in the bullpen. Giancarlo's been out of the lineup. They've had some very, very, very tough circumstances that aren't necessarily fair or their fault. So for the most part, for me, I think, like you said, it's about when it's happening. I think they have another month to kind of just coast. Nobody's really like in their rear view for real, and I think they'll be fine. Come playoff time, Boone's been there before. Also, Boone's a hell of a player's manager. He fights for his guys. He cusses out umpires all the time. So yeah, I think the Yankees will be just fine. Shohei, your man's went under strikeouts, but didn't he hit a dinger?
Yeah. Easy 1-2, easy run line covered, just like the Phils and the Braves last night. We got to thank Acuna for that solid slide into home to avoid the tag for us to go
Crazy.
2-0 on those plays. And then Sosa he only dropped one, but I think he had 3 dubs on that. So solid little 5-1 episode.
Yeah.
You like anything for your club today? Super Cup. You play Frankfurt. They just got spanked by Bayern 6-1 at home.
Not touching, man. The state of
No
Liverpool.
spreadsheet, Joseph. Here, come on, give me the numbers. Give me the last how many games I've gone over or under. Let's hear it.
I'm not having that discussion. I don't know, man. I didn't look at that spreadsheet. I'm sorry. That was your job. I put it in the notes for you.
No, man. I printed it out. I faxed it over to you. You didn't get to that page.
Who the fuck still owns a fax machine?
Bro, it's the only reason why I go into the office on Tuesday so I can fax you the info for the rest of the week.
All right. Either way, yeah, no, I have nothing on that. I do know that the O's have covered 14 consecutive first fives. Or no. Somebody said that to me. I don't know if that's true for the O's, but I do know that if you're looking for a parlay piece, because people love using that term, because some people parlay and they're looking for a +260 or -260 or a -180 or higher. The Dodgers' first 5 money line is cashed in 14 consecutive games. Absolutely insane. That's, I mean, from a gambling standpoint, it's it's the L word, but it's not because I didn't say it. That's all I really have. I mean, we got also the only lean I had was the over for the Red Sox that cashed in the 5th.
Yeah, no sweat there. So it's a very solid day on that one. My only worry about that parlay, not with the Dodgers, it's just that those are legit half a game back from the final wild card spot.
Yes, sir.
I think I don't want to say the groove, and we were day ones on this trend together. I don't know. I think it's gonna be like the Pels. The bird might die a little bit.
You feel the magic? They still made the playoffs, though. They did make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know if those have it in them, but it might be a little too late. We cashed on the plus money lines a decent amount, but let's get into today's plays. Started off in the Reds versus the Mets. Anything here since that is the first start of the day?
I lean the over, but just based on some stuff that a couple other people have sent me, day games at Shea are not really it necessarily for runs, and early start games. So I'm going to stay away from that one. Not really a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. So I don't really have anything in that one. I mean, obviously the Mets are rolling. They're at a minus 360. You know how I feel about those money lines. You simply just do not touch them in any capacity because that's how it goes down. I see there being a lot of value on the Reds plus 1.5 first 5. And you can get it at like an amazing price because the money line is so inflated.
Well, you're really going to trust TJ Zook or whatever the hell the guy's name is?
Taijuan Walker has entered that area where he's at the point where he's just pitched so much. He hasn't looked great. You know what I mean? Him and a couple other guys like McClanahan, like guys who look really good to start the season. And
Bassett's probably one of the biggest people in that category, also in the Mets rotation.
So I'm just saying this is just a lean. The Cincinnati Reds plus 1.5 at even money is first 5 is crazy. This is all comes back to my perfect saying everyone starts at 0.
Hey, I saw someone say sometimes just don't bet on the bad team sometimes. And the Reds, I like to fade them more often.
Teams are bad. That's if both teams are bad. That's only if both teams are bad. The Mets are very good. So, and like I said, a minus 360 money line, I'd look to fade that every which way to just find value on the other side. You feel me? So that's all.
I try, but you can't convince me about this Reds team. Where are we going for your first official play of the day?
First official play is going to be a parlay, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the run line for the Orioles and the run line for the Dodgers, and I think it's going to be a daily bread experiment. We're just going to bet them on the run line for the next 10 days straight, both of them, parlay on both. They're the number one. They're both 1 and 2. Well over 60% on the season. The numbers suggest that you should be betting them every day. So combine the two, you get a parlay that ranges anywhere from $2.95 to someone just said he got it at plus 310. The run line for both teams. If you're going to continue to get the Orioles as a dog in their division against whomever, actually at this point, they're going to compete. It's going to be a close game. No one has expected their bullpen to be this solid. And they're going to continue to play well because the guys on the team are not scrubs. Rutschman's not. He's an extremely high level prospect. Everyone seems to be playing their role and accepting it. So yeah, that's the first play. Actually, like I said, so plus 310 run line for the Orioles, run line for the Dodgers.
Yeah, it seems like it's crazy to say here. Barrios, his road starts 9-2 to the over, still rocking that 7.50 ERA through 11 starts, and then Kramer, his home starts are 1-5 to the over here. So the numbers, spreadsheet Sosa are favoring what you're dishing out there. Not much to say about the Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
But other than your Guardians plus 400 future, tied officially. Both of our futures that we gave out, the 2 official plays, are looking pretty nice right now, but that don't matter until the end of the season. So we hope you lock them in with us on the post All-Star break episode. Give us that like, retweet, sub.
So
None of our favorite pitchers to fade out there again today.
no,
They
not
are
really.
getting put out of the rotation at this point. People are getting starts. I know Syndergaard's here, so we got any potential stolen bases for the fish? And it's a
Um,
candy start. That's a number where it's one of the shorter ones of the day on both sides. So you like any things in the
I'm
Phils versus the fish? Because I'm staying away after cashing last night.
I'm going the contrarian route on the first half total. Obviously it's right now it's under 4.5. I am going to play the alternate at under 3.5 because
Ooh.
I think both teams. I think both pitchers will be good enough. I think both. I think that's where it starts off. But damn, I can't even get a good price on like everything's like minus 140, 150.
That's strange with the Syndergaard man. I mean, he's just been damage control recently.
Oh, I said under. I meant over. I'm sorry. I meant
Yeah,
over four. I'm talking about taking the 4.5 to a 5.5. That's a different game. The under I have for the under 3.5 I have for the Yankee game. The this in the Phillies game. I have it over the over with these two pitchers on the mound. That's the opposite way to go because Alcantara's been great. He had a couple starts where he got touched up, and obviously nobody trusts Syndergaard, even though the Marlins are dead last in hitting in the NL. So um, the over for the first five is 4.5, and we're gonna go with that for sure.
I
And
like it. I like it.
that's in the Phillies game. That's a or in the Phillies game that's at plus money because everyone's expecting Alcantara to just shut him down. But like I said, he's been touched up. He's at the point where he's pitched the most innings of his career at any juncture. Um, so that's what you like. So like I said, that's it. At over 4.5 at plus 142. That's ridiculous to me. Like I said, both teams will score runs on these pitchers for certain.
All right, Sosa. There's a spot on the board today, though. Not our favorite pitchers to fade, but one of our favorite trends. It comes in one of the 10:40 starts because we got the Rockies at home facing a lefty. My only concern, they put up 16 last night.
We talked about it on the show yesterday. They just at home they hit so differently. Their home splits. I mean, obviously we know that. If you know baseball, you know that the home team in Colorado is always going to perform better because the ball gets out of the ballpark. But it's really extreme this year. They come home and they just hit the lid off the ball. It's insane. Um,
But both teams have fared well against lefties. I mean, the St. Louis just got shelled on a bad travel day here. Freeland has always been solid against non-division pitchers to the under here. So that's where I kind of just want to. It's a tough one here. I think a lot of people are going to be on the Cardinals to get back right because you can get the Rockies on the full game run line at plus 1.5. I don't think you need to do that, but you have it sitting all the way at 12.5 here. I think it goes under. I don't know if I have the cojones to do it because under 12.5 is sitting at minus 109.
yeah, I'm actually
Fuck it. I'm doing it. We're doing it. Under 12.5. It's not that like the hot dogs today. It's
that's
not like the hot
brave.
dogs.
That's a brave one. I'm telling you. Because both these pitchers could get smacked around. But you're right. I'm looking at Freeland. Like you're right. It's the numbers suggest that that's inflated.
Doesn't really matter if a team puts up 16, but I think it cools down a little bit here. The Cardinals get a little back right, but that's where you going for the next one.
In the next one, we're going to go to the Braves, Red Sox. We're going to go with the over again. Official today, over 9.5 at plus 100. The bullpens are taxed. I don't believe that either of these starters have 6 innings plus in them. I think the bats are alive, and we get the over. Whether it's early or late, it's going to happen. And the Atlanta Braves are not going to be able to, and this is throughout the rest of the year. They're not going to be able to beat you in low scoring games. They're going to have to hit the ball to win because their pitching staff is average, and their bullpen is as well. So I think the game goes over. The Red Sox they hit the ball better at the crib, which makes sense because it's been a hitter's ballpark for like 150 fucking years. So yeah, both teams will definitely score runs tonight. Over 9.5 at even is what I like in that one.
So we got to talk about your two favorite teams here: the Giants versus the Dads.
My lean tonight would be the run line for the San Diego
That's a
Padres.
4 o'clock start, so it's a day game for them.
It'd be the run line for the Padres. There's just a lean.
Ooh,
Just
back in
because,
Manea.
man.
Last 3 starts, 9.45 ERA, gave up 10 hits at the
Listen,
Dodgers, shorts at the Dodgers,
you,
but still, the Tigers and the Twins have gotten to him. He's gotten to in a rough bump right now.
this is why I say this. Based on the talent that they've accrued on that team, you're never going to get a good price on them. They're going to be favored against teams like the Giants every day. So I don't really see any value in taking a money line because you think it's going to be. So if you're going to bet them on the run line, bet them to beat the team offensively. I mean, it's funny because their pitching staff's been pretty solid. You know what I mean? So I can't really. Yeah, there's really not much else I can endorse.
Remember when you said yesterday, I think it was on Twitter, that the Padres will never get any of your money, so I guess that's why you said it's a lean.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm like, like I said, I think that'd be the only thing. San Francisco seems like they've packed it in. They're not trying to really win baseball games. They may have quit on their manager, or he might have just instructed them that this is we stink, so we're just gonna go out there and try to get the highest bid in the lottery that we can, and hopefully get somebody in the organization that can replace Buster Posey's presence. So yeah, that's really it. Other than that, I love the first 5 under in the Yankee game. I think Robbie Ray will be effective. I think Nestor Cortez will be effective. Under 3.5, that's an even as well. Nestor's been really solid. I know a month ago I said I was going to start doing some more pitcher outs. That seems to be a very, very lucrative market. I don't really, like I said, we've never bet those, but apparently it's one of the most lucrative markets when betting baseball. So for anyone listening, if you do that, check out Krusty and Kamish and Prop God for sure.
I just stay away from player props a decent amount. I try to keep it simple on the show just because on the NFL you get it more out there. It's just the injury and all that type of stuff. The wild shit happens. Like, I rather just bet the full game, so just one wild thing doesn't screw it up. But yeah, shout out to those guys. Definitely people you want to be following in the new market because, like Sosa said, it's usually lucrative and the softest when it is. I got a first 5 team total for you out here. Josiah Gray has been pretty buns his last 3 start. 8.36 ERA. Sure, it came against the Phils, the Cardinals, and the Dodgers, so you can say it's potentially the 3 hottest teams in baseball currently. But if you're going to give me the Cubs team total at first 5, 2.5 at plus 109 for the first 5 at home in the day game, I like them on a steal start to get 3 up early in the board.
Yes, sir. I love it.
I needed some day game action because I got that and then the night slate game.
Any footy action for today?
It's real tough because both teams to score is sitting at too low of a pricing. I like minus 130 between Frankfurt and fucking Real Madrid out there. So that's where it seems too easy, too good to be true. Seeing what Frankfurt did off that one. It's a Super Cup. Not trying to get involved in that. MLS All-Star game tonight. They play Liga MX All-Stars.
Look at them. Actually playing a group of all-stars instead of just some team from England.
It's different. It's what they used to do. I have no idea what's the line. I haven't even tried to see if it's
like imagine like you're a star in your league and all the best they can do is just bring the regular roster for one team. Come on, man. Embarrassing. Glad MLS changed that. Christ almighty, that was the worst. I'm sorry. Sorry, but what the fuck were they?
No one really watches All-Star games. I can't find what it's.
You work your whole life to just play against some random team from Europe? WNBA is still worse, though. WNBA All-Star game is still much worse.
Bro, they had goalie wars last night in the All-Star game. They had the crosses and volley challenge. They did a little different. Some of it was cringe. some of it was pretty solid. Goalie Wars was pretty dope because they're just drop kicking the ball like 10 yards from each other, trying to score on each other.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So you want to recap for the people?
No. Rewatch the show. It's only about 20 minutes. Appreciate you, Henry.
What about
obviously you're on the Dodgers. Listen, first play was a parlay, Dodgers run line, Baltimore run line. I'll give you that.
and you're on the first 5 under and the Yanks Mariners. You said that like 4 times.
Yeah, and the over in first 5 in the Phillies Marlins. So there we did it anyway. But yeah, man, just another day closer to football season. I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about the Eagles once they start winning, right? Like,
I don't know. Week 1's still tough. I didn't get to watch Hard Knocks, so that's on the docket for tonight.
Injuries really can dampen.
Yeah, if Russell Gage, like Tim Patrick going down sucks. If Russell Gage injury's kind of serious, I mean the Bucks have just been having the worst time.
Mekhi Becton, that's rough, man. You're trying to build a team. This dude's supposed to be like a generational talent or just like a freak of nature. And he just keeps getting so unlucky, man. I hate that shit. And then when people call people injury prone, like if you look at his injury, it's just a freak ass injury. Like no one could have got a fucking chip in his kneecap.
It's not riding a bike.
Oh Lord, Chris Sale, get that man a glass of milk. Jesus Christ, like he can't stay healthy. Like what the fuck? That man's got brittle bones. Like.
I knew it was all going bad when he had to rip the sleeves off the White Sox jersey because I kind of liked because remember he didn't like the sleeves the one day or something. I used to like him early because he was on a shitty team and just grinding it out and doing solid. And then I was just like, man,
bro,
pretty bad loose cannon. I don't think I should be on his side anymore.
You can't just ride a fucking bike anymore. Then what can you do? You can't just go out with the fam for a leisurely bike ride. Shit's crazy, man. Oh. Yeah, he's done. Also, the Sixers are winning the NBA championship this year, and the San Francisco 49ers are going undefeated. I don't know if I told you this. I told you that, right? I hope everyone understands that. 20-0, straight to the bowl, taking the trophy home, the whole 9. Same goes for the Sixers. Might go 82-0. I mean, it's possible.
Deebo Samuel, is he going to be a wide receiver 1 in fantasy football this season?
Yes.
Easy money.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. 100%.
Easy in the second round draft pick, right?
Production monster. Make sure you get Ayuk too. Just in case.
God damn it. Make me feel more confident. No one cares about your fantasy team.
Handcuff the wide receivers. It's what everyone's doing now.
But make sure you tuned into, if you haven't, on the Extra Dough, Sam and JD went live, talked about the SEC preview. Sosa and I were in the comments chopping it up.
They finally put some respect on Josh Heupel's fucking name. Stop playing with him.
Yeah, we gotta hire whoever they have as the graphics. They're looking pretty good on the
dog. Their shit's way better than ours.
I know.
Like I had to shoot him at the end.
Had the returning production, had the win total. I was like, good work, fellas.
Damn, they had all the spreadsheet shit of like ready. That shit was amazing. But shout out to JD and Dumb Brain Picks, the homies.
Yeah, hop over. It's right below this video if you want to watch it. Every SEC team they went into advised some bets. I'm not high on Florida, and neither they were. So spoiler alert.
Oh, don't worry. Once they spend this $50 million, they'll be good next year. You know.
Other than that, tomorrow's slate. How bad is it looking?
I haven't even checked it yet. I couldn't.
Till then,
can't even lie to you.
We're out.
Peace.